Top 10 Youngest Mothers in History. Hello Displorers, welcome to another informative video presented to you by Displore. In this video, we take a turn into a biological mystery in life and bring you the top 10 youngest mothers in history. A mother is defined by Wikipedia as a female parent of a child. Mothers are women who inhabit or perform the role of bearing some relation to their children who can either be biological or non-biological. Taking this definition by its words now seems like a far-fetched theory, given that the recent history has seen a surge of mothers who are not women. Tressa Middleton, now 24, was 11 when she had her first child, after she was raped by her 16-year-old brother, making her Britain's youngest mother in history. Many were shocked and are still shocked today, but it might surprise you even more to know that Tressa and many other 10 and 11-year-old girls who have had kids at that age are not the youngest mothers the world has ever seen. The youngest mother was just about half Tressa's age when she became a mother. How their bodies were able to break all biological protocol to incubate a baby is still a biological mystery. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. There have been many mothers in history who were far below their teens and hence biologically considered incapable to become pregnant. But they were able to, and for lack of words, many have called them babies who had babies. Stay with us as we count down the youngest mothers of all time. Number 10. Hilda Trujillo, Peru, 8 years 7 months. Hilda Trujillo was just about to turn 8 when her 22-year-old cousin raped her. It was a huge surprise to the Peruvian society when she gave birth on the 2nd of December 1957. Hilda Trujillo gave birth to a girl named Maria del Rosario, who was over 2.7 kilograms, at a hospital in Lima. Contrary to what was reported in Time on December 16, 1957 and many other sources, she was not 9 years, rather 1 year younger. The rapist was a 22-year-old cousin who had been staying in her family's one-room residence. He was later arrested and charged for his crimes. Number 9. Griseldina Acuña, Colombia, 8 years 2 months. The case of this young mother is extremely rare, as at the toddler age of 8, she started menstruating. Unfortunately for the young child, a family friend whose name remains unknown raped her and she became pregnant. On the 13th of September 1936, Griseldina Acuña of San Zenon, Magdalena Department, gave birth to a boy weighing 2.3 kilograms. This made her the 9th youngest mother in history. Number 8. Z, Niger Coast, now Nigeria, 8 years 8 months. This 8-year-old girl is now one of 2 girls who were part of Chief Akiri's harem and hence had children to a chief called Chief Akiri and his relatives. The other one, mother of Z, we will still see later in this video. The child reportedly got impregnated by a relative of the family of Chief Akiri in the flag of the Niger Coast Protectorate of 1893-1899, or Niger Coast as Nigeria was called then. Z, Mom Z's daughter, on August 1893 became a mother at the age of 8 years 8 months. We will still look at Mom Z later in the video. Number 7. Mom Z, Nigeria, 8 years 4 months. Remember Z we mentioned just now? Mom Z was a mother who was fathered by Chief Akiri, flag of the Niger Coast Protectorate, which existed between 1893 and 1899. In different parts of Africa, the exercise of harems, a polygamous household, is that females are placed in close quarters, bound to men, has been practiced for centuries. The chieftain harem irregularly includes small girls, but they don't bear children for chieftain, not until they have the menstruation. But Momzi's case was different, as she had had her menstruation very early on. Hence, she got impregnated by the chief very young. Momzi gave birth to her daughter Z in December 1884 when she was just 8 years 4 months, making her one of the youngest mothers in history. Her daughter, whom we called on earlier as Z, also gave birth extremely early, making Momzi a grandmother at age 17. Number 6. Unidentified Girl, India, 8 years. The case of this girl, who remained unidentified, was a victim of a fixed marriage as she was forced into marriage at a very tender age. The practice of fixed marriage is still practiced up to date. Sometimes parents sell their female kids to be wedded to adult males. This was the case of this little unknown kid, as her widowed mother sold her because of poverty. In August 1933, this 8-year-old girl in Kashmir reportedly died in labor along with her child. The girl's mother, a destitute widow, said she had been forced to accept an offer of marriage for her daughter. This unfortunately made her one of the youngest mothers in history. Number 5. His, China, 8 years. His was an 8-year-old mother who gave birth on the 8th of January 1910, fathered by a 9-year-old boy in China. An 8-year-old girl gave birth to a healthy baby boy, making her the 7th youngest mother in history, and that is not the only record she had broken. They are the youngest record parents in Colombia. They were farmers with the surname C from Amoy, Fukian. Number 4. Morales, Zulma, Mexico, 8 years. On January 12, 1993, at Guadalajara, Mexico, in the National Medical Center in the West Hospital, a baby weighing 3.18 kilograms was delivered through cesarean section. Morales had a normal 9 months pregnancy and her parents did not want her name released, but the news agency Excelsior gave the girl's name as Zulma Guadalupe Morales. Hospital officials did not know the identity of the father, but some believed that she was raped by her uncle. Dr. Rodriguez Arias, who operated upon the girl, believed she was the youngest mother ever in Mexico. Number 3. H. India, 6 years, 7 months. The 6-year-old girl, only known as H, gave birth by cesarean section to a girl weighing 1.90 kilograms at Victoria Zanana Hospital in Delhi, India. She was initially admitted for what was thought to be an abdominal tumor as she complained of localized pain in her lower abdomen. Her father said she was 7, but civic records gave her birth date as October 11, 1925, making her 6 years and 7 months old at that time of labor on June 7, 1932. She had never menstruated and her breasts were still far from being fully developed, yet she was able to breastfeed the child for 9 months. Number 2. Liza Yelizaveta Pantueva, USSR, now Ukraine, 6 years. Yelizaveta Pantueva, also known as Liza, was 5 years old when her 70-year-old maternal grandfather raped and impregnated her. She had had her 6th birthday several days before giving birth on August 19, 1934. Pantueva's parents did not want the obstetricians to perform a cesarean section as it was considered dangerous at the time. She gave birth in Kharkiv with the aid of forceps and retractors. The 3-kilogram infant girl died during labor due to an early placental tear. She had been born at full term and apparently of good constitution, and according to doctors would have survived if she had been extracted more quickly, revived and oxygenated. After the incident, the family immigrated to Vladivostok, taking the girl's grandfather with them. Number 1. Lina Medina, Peru, 5 years, 7 months. Lina Medina from the Chicrapo district of Peru gave birth by cesarean section in Lima at age 5.5. The infant was a 2.69 kg boy named Gerardo. Medina's parents, who assumed their daughter had a tumor, took her to a hospital where she was then found to be 7 months pregnant when she was about 5 years and 6 months old. She gave birth a month and a half later on May 14, 1939. By interrogating her parents, the doctors understood that Medina had entered into precocious puberty, which implies that her hormone glands were activated earlier than normal. Very early into the investigation, Medina's father was arrested on suspicion of sexual abuse, but was later released due to lack of evidence, and the baby's biological father was never identified. Medina's parents set an arrangement for her and Gerardo to live like siblings, but at 10 years, Gerardo found out that Lina was his real mother. Lina suspected her father to have been her rapist, but since she had no evidence, the case died down. Lina tried living a normal life, but her son died at age 40 because of bone marrow disease. Lina Medina, who is today a lady alive at 86 years old, has become the youngest confirmed mother in history, giving birth at age 5 years, 7 months and 21 days. There you have it, Displorers. Those are the top 10 youngest mothers in history. Thanks for watching this video, and if you did enjoy this video, do well to give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe and share with your friends.